Does your person have regrets about you and the connection? Well, we can find out right now. Do they have regrets about you and the connection? And we are getting a yes. So today in this reading, we're going to find out exactly what those regrets are. We're going to find out what might be happening in their life that might be amplifying these regrets. We're going to get some messages from their 3D self, messages from their higher self, and then we're going to look at advice from spirit. If there is a third party connected to your connection, in the extended, we're going to explore whether they have regrets about that connection and what those regrets are. And we basically use the same format. And then we end by looking at what is going to be a person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. My name is Dr. Made for Love. I am a social scientist and a psychic medium. And this is going to be what are their regrets about you and the connection. So we begin as we usually do by establishing a scaffolding or framework for the connection, the foundation of the connection, by looking at your person's energy generally and their energy towards you. Energy generally, we have situationship. All right, so that lets me know that for a lot of you watching there is some sort of non-committal energy in this relationship, whether this non-commitment is coming because somebody is trying to play the field, or maybe you guys aren't in the same space, geographical region. Maybe they have someone else, maybe you have someone else, maybe both of you guys have someone else. But either way, there's an energy that this connection has not taken any sort of grounded form that both of you are happy with. Nobody looks happy here, right? Neither of you are happy with these particular circumstances that you find yourself in. All right, so that's our first message. All right, let's look. Let's get a significator for the energy generally. Let's get this card. Significator for the energy generally. DM slide. They want to talk to you. They want to talk to you. Okay. It feels like for some of you guys, we have 1111 featured here. Okay, so this person, you might identify them as your twin flame, a higher level soulmate. But it says here, unexpected flirtation, direct messages, testing the waters. And maybe that's how you guys met. Maybe they slid into your DMs. Maybe you guys might have met on an online dating app, online forum. But there's something here about the internet playing a major role, texting playing a major role in your relationship. And this is coming out in the energy generally. So just generally, you are in this person's energy. They're thinking about you. They want to talk to you. Okay, they want to reach out. Okay, some of the happiest moments were the conversations that you guys had. Now let's look at their energy towards you specifically, and we're going to clarify with one of these archetype cards. Okay, specific energy for you. We have clickbait. Shocking. You won't believe the story. It says misleading headlines, empty promises, exaggerated truths, not what it seems. Okay, so they are seeing something, whether it's on your social media, whether it's in the energy that you're now interacting with them with or not interacting with them with. They're triggered. They're triggered and they want to know exactly what's happening in your life. For some of them, they're stalking your social media pages, okay? Or maybe maybe you change your profile pic on WhatsApp, on Signal, whatever it is. But there's something that has happened in your life that they can see, or maybe they can feel, maybe it's something energetic that they can feel that is making them want to rush in and figure out what the hell is going on. Let's get into this. Let's see what's going on here. So we have clickbait. There's something that's causing them to want to rush in and pick up that phone and find out what is going on. Something unexpected. Something that happened recently. Let's see what's going on here. Underneath the deck, we have teacher. So you have been an inspiration to this person. Let's see this DM slide as their energy generally. They want to talk to you. Let's see why. Or because they want to control you. They feel like their control over you is slipping away. They may also think that they might have competition for your affection, competition for your feelings. So now they want to come back, not be a man, but be a manager. They want to manage you, manage your feelings because they feel like your interest in them is waning. So they're rushing back in. They want to slide into your DMs because they want to control you and control the narrative right now. They are feeling like they are losing control. Spirit tells about this clickbait thingy. We have here fairy godmother. You're looking real good. You're looking real good. And they know that, like a fairy godmother, you have a lot to give. And anybody that sees you will see that. That you have a lot to give. And they don't want you to give that lot to anyone else. Mine. Look how possessive. They are angry. They are triggered right now. They just want to mash up the place. Okay? Because they think that your interest in them is waning like the moon. Waning like the moon. Waning like the moon. And they've come back to try to reestablish their power over you. Do with that information what you will. Now, let's ask Spirit. We'll just put these here. What are their regrets? So let me get us out. Okay, this one's something. What are their regrets with regard to you and this connection? Right, so they're pissed off. They are triggered right now. They feel like somebody is sliding into your DMs and they are being triggered to rush in. Let's see what's happening. Underneath the deck, we have curated image. And maybe, some of you guys you're doing a little bit of mischief. Maybe. You know exactly what makes your person react. And some of you guys have been putting up some really great pics. And they're thinking this change must be connected to you dating or putting yourself out there or somebody new. Okay? So some of you guys are really aware of the power. See, they want to reestablish power over you. But right now, you hold the cards. You have power over them. And you might be wielding it. And hey, no judgment. All right, what are their regrets? We have toxic ties. All right, so it feels like there was someone or something in their life that they were holding on to, that they felt bound to, like they felt a slave to, they felt very attached to, that when you guys had an opportunity to be together, they didn't relinquish control. Now, for some of you guys, they may have had a substance abuse issue, right? And so this feels like addiction, whatever it is, right? And the addict is not the person, right? The addict is the disease that you're seeing, right? So they're not thinking with their right mind, they're not following their heart. Something else is in control, or someone else is in control. And it feels like they may have chosen that addiction above your relationship, and they really regret that. So they regret putting people as priority or something else over you. Certainly, this could be family members. Certainly, because this card is green, it could have been another love interest. Certainly, it could be video games. Certainly, it could be work. Whatever it is, they regret putting that as priority over you and this connection, because they knew that they were holding on to bullshit anyways. But it's an addiction, whether it's an addiction to love, whatever it is, it's an addiction. So they're not operating in their full capacity as an autonomous being, right? They are being controlled, and they are allowed this addiction to control them. They regret that. What else do they regret about you in this connection? Let's get this. We have invite only. The real action isn't happening in the public. Behind the scenes, the inner circle has already been chosen. So as I said, they may have chosen something else, but this is suggesting someone else. For some of you, no, because this looks like a wedding invitation, doesn't it? For some of you, your person may have entered into a long-term connection and you didn't even know, you found out after. So some of them may have gotten engaged. Some of them may have gotten married. Some of them may have started a committed relationship and you were the last to know. You weren't invited to the party. You weren't invited to the announcement, so you didn't know, right? You didn't know. You didn't know until after. So they regret that betrayal, right? Because at least they should have been open and honest about it with you. So they regret that, right? They regret that. What else? What else do they regret? They were leading a double life. They thought they were so smart, right? Right? That they were in charge, they were in control. They were leading a double life. Look at the mask here. It says here, someone is juggling stories, identities, or relationships and hoping no one would notice the overlap. But I think you did notice the overlap, right? I think you did get indications, some red flags here. But you didn't think that this person would actually do that to you because it's not within your contemplation. You know, we all always judge people from our frame of reference, right? And it feels like, you know, you're a person, you're of integrity, right? People trust you, right? You try to be as open and as honest as possible. So you never imagined that somebody would betray you in this sort of way, right? Right? So it feels like this person really took advantage. I wouldn't say of a naivete, but maybe of your trust in humanity. And that's not something that you should relinquish. Certainly, you may need to be like a little bit more discerning, perhaps, a little bit more discerning, or maybe to just trust your intuition a little bit more because I think you did see the red flags, okay? But you just never thought that this person would betray you like that, right? So they regret betraying you. They regret, you know, let's playing this role, trying to fool you and another person, right? Sometimes we try to demonize the other person, but they might have also been a victim in this person's villain story. What else do they regret? So they regret playing the field, playing with your heart, saying fat, playing with your heart, playing with your feelings. They regret that. What else we have here? We have here clean slate, right? For some of them, they ghosted you, wiped you off from their own personal history like you never existed, right? You never existed, pretended that you didn't exist, deleted all your messages, blocked you, whatever it is. And they just left you, you know, wondering what the just happened. What just happened, right? So they regret that. They regret not giving you the closure, at least at respect that you deserved, right? All right. Now, let's ask Spirit, what might be happening in their life at this time that might be amplifying some of these regrets? What might be happening? Let's see what's the gossip, right? What might be happening in their life at this time that might be amplifying or bringing into focus these lessons or regrets? All right, we have side hustle, we have hustle hard, multiple incomes, extra earnings, financial security, always on my grind. It feels like your person might be facing a little difficulty in manifesting abundance in their life. And I feel like for some of them, they think that this is their karma for their actions and the way that they may have hurt you. So now they're reflecting on the relationship. Now they're reflecting on the way that they may have transgressed and disrespected you and your boundaries, right? What else might be happening? So there's some kind of financial difficulty that's happening here. What else might be happening? We have hustle mode again, right? They're burning themselves out here. Okay. It feels like bills are piling up, deadlines are looming, and your person is falling behind, right? Determined effort, sleep can't wait. So it also looks like they can't sleep. Well, no rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked. Okay, so they can't sleep. All they're doing is thinking about, trying to get on top of things. And as I told you, a lot of them think that they're being punished. The way things are unfolding, maybe things just happen. It's just happening all at once, so they can't write it off to coincidence. They are seeing the hand of fate working in their life right now. So it's bringing all these lessons into focus for a person. What else is happening in their life that might be amplifying these feelings? We have here cloud chaser, doing anything for attention, fame hungry, desperate for followers. So I feel like for some of them, they may have launched a new business, okay, and they've tried everything. That's why they're grinding. That's why they're hustling. They're trying everything in the book to get this off the ground. Maybe some of them may have started some sort of social media channel, okay, because Spirit saying they're compensating. They're trying to compensate for what they've lost. They're trying to fill their life with material things in order to fill the void inside. But nothing that they do is bearing fruit. So Spirit is saying it's karma. So Spirit is confirming it is karma, but Spirit is also saying that this is a coping mechanism. They're trying to fill that void of the things that they lost when they lost you with possible abundance, but not even that is coming their way. That can't compensate for the love that they lost or that they think they've lost. Well, it's not lost. You're watching this, so you're still interested. We have here unbothered. They're trying to be calm. They're trying to be unbothered. But this could also be you, eh? They might be seeing you unbothered whilst their life. We see two people quarreling in the background. Whilst there's so much chaos that's happening in their life, fallout all around, you're just sipping your fucking tea. You're sipping your tea and watching the drama unfold from your throne. That's how they're perceiving you right now. Their life is in chaos and you're living a peaceful existence. Right? So this is also amplifying how they're feeling. All right, let's get some messages from their higher self. What does their higher self want you to know? And then we're going to get some messages from their 3D self, and we'll close off this reading. So if there's a third party connected to your connection, join me in Extended. And you can do that through an individual link for $4.44 or through Patreon, which is $7.77. All right, what does a higher self want you to know? We have release past wounds. Okay, so it looks like these are the lessons that are being brought into focus for a person. What does the higher self want you to know? We have here, rewire the way you love. So this is what they're being taught right now, that they have to reflect on how they show and receive love. It says here, when pain becomes the pattern in love, it's time to relearn connection. Begin again differently. So your person is reviewing the past relationships, and they've detected a pattern there. And all their past relationships have ended in pain, has ended in betrayal, particularly maybe on their part. So they're trying to, reset. They're trying to reset. Okay. What else is happening? We have clear, entangled karma. So for some of them, they are aware that there's a karmic lesson at hand. And until they do right by you, until they do right by themselves, they're going to be stuck in this loop for a long time. So they are actively trying to get themselves out of this mess that they have put themselves in. Now we see the tangle web. We see the tangle web that they wove. So they're trying to extricate themselves out of this karmic web right now. Some of them may have karmic partners, so they're trying to get out of that trap. We have here, they're preparing for change. Now, I think we got a message in one of our readings last week that they might have been with someone else, and each person is preparing for their exit. Right now, your person is preparing for their exit because they realize that they have to change and they have to leave old people, old habits, old patterns behind. And it's the only way that they can unblock this dam in their flow right now. So they know that the reason why they're not being abundant, that they're not in flow with the rhythm of life, is because of this karmic lesson. So they're trying to clean up their side of the fence so that flow can return to their life. For some of them, they might be doing some clearing work, some spiritual work, because they think that they've been jinxed or hexed. But I think for a lot of them, they already know that they jinxed and hexed themselves the moment they crossed you. They know it. They know it. This is something that is in their consciousness, right? They're very conscious about that they jinxed themselves the minute they crossed you. All right. So join me next time. If you cannot, oh no. Messages from their 3D self. Sorry about that, loves. Messages from their 3D self. And this is the Hidden Truth Oracle. Sorry about that. Messages from their 3D self. So this person thinks that they blighted themselves the moment that they crossed you. All right, what? I don't react when people mention you. So they don't try. So maybe people are mentioning you, right? Whether it's friends, a partner throwing you back in their face or whatever. They don't give them a reaction. They don't give them that fuel. Don't give them that power. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. I told you, no rest for the wicked. No rest from the wicked. So you're hearing it from their own mouth. No rest for the wicked. They're up at night thinking about you, thinking about this connection. And they're saying they're now starting to understand this connection that you guys have. They realize that it's special. And they realize that until they do good by you, they will continue to experience that dam that they find themselves in. Till you do right. I lost myself for a little bit. So remember I told you about the addict. The addict is the disease that you're seeing, right? It's not your loved one. It's not your friend. It's not your partner. This is something else in control. And it's an energy. It's an energy of relinquishing your control, your autonomy to someone else or something else. So what you're seeing is the energy. You're not seeing, it's a spirit. And that's what you're seeing, not seeing the person, right? Finding out the truth crushed me. So, after they came down, okay, after they regained control of themselves and of their life, the truth finally hit them. And it broke them. It broke them. It broke them. So there's a part of this person that thinks they deserve to be punished. And there's definitely a part of this person that thinks that they are being punished at this time. Nothing is working out. Nothing is working out. They feel blighted. All right. Now, let's ask Spirit, what's their advice for you? Let's ask Spirit. What's their advice for you at this time? What's Spirit's advice for you? Okay, let's cut. And underneath the deck, we have partnerships and love. So it looks like you're getting choices in love. Let's pull this card. Okay. We have here invention. And this has been coming off a lot of the private readings that I've been doing. Spirit saying, Just remember that you have agency and you are a creator. Everybody's a creator. So you have power over what is created next. Do not relinquish this power to anybody else, not even them. So you don't have to wait on them to choose you or to choose this path. You can choose yourself. You can create something new. Okay? This can also be that for some of you guys, there's been a project that's been in your heart for a long time and you've been procrastinating. Spirit is saying, now is the time. Now is the time to launch this. Now is the time to ground this, right? They are sending in reinforcement. They're sending in creative guides to help you ground this into the 3D plane. Okay? I'm love. So that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Take care. Bye. And can I ask you guys to just please subscribe to the channel, or subscribe to both my channels. I'm also the Pick a Card Empress, where I do pick a card readings. It helps our community grow and expand, and it keeps me here exactly where I want to be on YouTube channel in spirit. I'm love. Take care.